Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So way back in November, before I started Vlogmas, I put a little thing up on my Instagram story asking you guys for video ideas that you wanted to see during Vlogmas. And one of the ideas that I got quite a few times was to talk about some date ideas for the month of December and for Christmas time. So I wanted to get into that a little bit today. I have 25 different date ideas, some of them being staying in your home, some of them include going out of your home. I will have timestamps in the description for each of those two categories. So if you guys are wanting to get some ideas, want to do some things with your boyfriend, girlfriend, significant other, then just keep watching. So first, I'm going to start off with date ideas that include staying in your house with snow and it being cold outside. Obviously, not a lot of people are going to want to go out and be outside a ton. I'm one of those people. I hate the cold, so I love date ideas where I can just stay in the comfort of my own home and just be with my significant other in that sense. So the first few date ideas I have to do with baking, and one that I think is super fun is gingerbread house making. Whether you go to the grocery store one day and you just grab a little kit or whatever and you make gingerbread houses at home. It's super fun to do. You can also get a little competitive with it and like try to see between you and your significant other or friends who has the better looking house. You can have somebody's parents or another friend judge it. Another idea that I really like is cookie making. Of course, we all make cookies throughout the season because, you know, we gotta set cookies up for Santa and stuff, but whether it be the ones that you get from the store that have like the little pictures on them, like the elves or whatever, or you have your own homemade recipe, it's just a great, really fun thing to do. It's really bonding, both of you guys just like cooking in the kitchen together. Staying on the baking trend, I also love to make, I love the peppermint flavor. Peppermint mocha from Starbucks is like literally my favorite drink in the winter and almost one of my favorite drinks overall. And so yeah, I just love the peppermint flavor. So I love to have competitions where we take that peppermint flavor and kind of like have a baking competition to see who can make the best pastry with peppermint. So for instance, you can make peppermint bark, you could just make like peppermint like bombs, because I know like hot chocolate bombs, but it's like peppermint flavored stuff that you drop in there, so it makes it specifically a peppermint hot chocolate thing. It's honestly a lot of fun. I've seen a ton of different peppermint flavored recipes online that you can go through and just make them, or you can make a ton, not even make it a competition, just make a ton together and then enjoy them later on in the night. And speaking of hot chocolate, you can also do a hot chocolate bar. This can be with just your significant other, or of course you can have friends over, just putting like marshmallows, chocolate chips, little peppermints or candy canes in a bowl, whatever. Then everyone makes their own hot chocolate, and then you go just down the line almost like an ice cream sundae bar and like pick what you want to put in it. And last but not least, for baking, you can always do s'mores. When I was a kid, I always used to make s'mores in the fireplace in my home, so if you have that, of course you can do it there, or if you do want to go outside, if you have a fire pit, you can always make s'mores over the fire. I know it seems like a very fall thing to do, but I love s'mores year round, especially if I can make them inside like on a fireplace. Moving over into other staying in ideas, of course, you can do a Christmas movie marathon. That is one of the most basic quote-unquote dates that you can do, but it's one that's actually a lot of fun. It allows you to like just be with each other and watching really fun movies that just brighten everyone's spirit and mood. But if you do want to make it a little more like date-like, I'm sure you guys have probably seen some of the TikToks where people take their significant others to the store and they get like 5 different things. One of them being like their favorite drink, the second one being their favorite snack, something like that. You can always go to the store beforehand and do something like that where the other person picks out drinks and snacks and like matching pajamas or socks or something for the other person, and then you exchange them when you get home, and then you watch Christmas movies with it to make it a little bit more of an extensive date. Another thing too, Sam, which is my boyfriend, if you guys didn't know his name, Sam's my boyfriend if I ever say his name again. Sam and I like to play board games a ton. We've always just grown up loving to play them. So you can just have a game night. This is another thing that you can do with your friends. And honestly, just setting up any games, having Christmas music playing in the background, it's something that can literally take up a whole night. It's super fun. You can also have a spa day, whether you choose to do this while you're watching movies or you just want to have a relaxing spa day on your own. I know that I love to pamper myself, and I do love to pamper my boyfriend sometimes. As much as he hates me maybe plucking his eyebrows and things like that, I think it's fun, and so he lets me do it because he knows it makes me happy, which therefore makes him happy. And then doing face masks and things like that. It's just something that's really like cute. It's a really like fun little experience to do together because I feel like not everyone has somebody to do that with. If you do want a little bit more of an upbeat night though, you could always have holiday music karaoke. I love to sing. With my roommate last year, we would literally sing karaoke in our apartment all the time. Sorry to our neighbors, but it can honestly just be a lot of fun just to turn on some holiday music and make it the karaoke version and just dance and sing and just have a really uplifting, fun night with your significant other. You can also make your own Christmas decor, whether that means you guys want to make your own stockings or ornaments if you haven't already, or anything like that to give to your parents or keep yourselves. Totally up to you. I think it's fun to do that because it just lets you guys get your creativeness out. You have a creative outlet, and then obviously like if they do decide to hang it up in their own homes, then they have something to always think of you by looking at. So that's a fun little thing. You guys can always start your own holiday traditions as well. I know my family has a tradition where we give each other matching, well not matching, but give each other pajamas on Christmas Eve to wear into Christmas morning. So you guys could do that if you do live together or are going to be together overnight. You guys can have like a specific movie that you do an activity with to make your own Christmas tradition. Whatever you want to do, Christmas traditions are really, really open. You can kind of do whatever you want to do with them. But if you guys want to make your own Christmas tradition, I think that's really cute. And once again, it's just something that you know is going to be intimate to you two specifically. So it's just a fun little thing to do and something that'll make them constantly think about you. And the last thing that I have for like more staying home is you can have a snowball fight out in the backyard if you do like to go outside, obviously, and play in the snow if you like the cold. One of the most like fond memories that I have is the winter of my freshman year here at Ball State. It snowed while Sam and I were in a dining hall, and we walked out and we're walking back to our dorm, and literally he just picked up a snowball off the side of the sidewalk and just started throwing it at me. We had a snowball in the middle of the Ball State campus, and people were looking at us all weird and wondering why we were doing this in the middle of campus. But honestly, Sam and I were just having really fun. It's literally one of my most fondest memories. I felt really intimate and close with him in that moment. It didn't matter what anybody else thought. And so if you can do something like that, whether it be a spontaneous thing or you guys just like to go outside and just have fun and let loose and be carefree in the snow, it can be a really fun, heartwarming, special moment. So that is the last of my staying at home activities, but I do have some activities that would kind of require maybe going out, and those are honestly going to cost probably a little bit more from the bank just because you're gonna have to go somewhere, but they are really fun. The first one I have is actually one that could potentially just be completely free other than gas money, and that is going around a neighborhood just to watch some Christmas lights. I love going to see Christmas lights. It's one of my favorite things to do around Christmas. Sam and I always go every single year to just go around an area where we're at, or we even sometimes travel to other towns like way far away that we just know are notoriously known for pretty Christmas lights, and just drive around them and gaze, and that's literally it. I know it might not seem like a lot, but it's honestly just really, really fun, and you guys get to just talk a lot, which makes everybody so much closer. So that's really fun. But if you do want a specific like location, you could always go to a like museum. A lot of times we'll have lights. There's one in Indianapolis that I know of that Sam and I went to our first year together, and that is called Newfields. They have this gorgeous, gorgeous light display that you can just walk through. There's some drive-through ones. There used to be one at Reynolds and Fisher's, or you can always, of course, go to your local zoo. A lot of local zoos also have Christmas light displays as well. Also, to stay more on the cheaper side, you could go volunteer at an animal shelter. I would suggest more volunteering just to walk, because a lot of times volunteers, you don't have to go back multiple days in a row. You can just volunteer for the one day, and it makes a really fun activity because you guys are just hanging out with dogs or cats or whatever animal makes you guys happy to be around, and it makes you kind of feel good too. I would say though, if you didn't want to volunteer and you just wanted to go see the dogs, make sure that, or cats, obviously, sorry, I cut that out. Make sure that you are kind of capable to adopt a dog or cat at that point. I've gotten myself into some trouble before just going to play with dogs and cats because I've gotten very, very attached to a dog and I knew that I couldn't take it. So volunteering is a great thing to do because then you can just be with it for the one day, but you constantly switch out from dogs so you're not just playing with like one dog the entire time and getting really, really, really attached. And the last thing that I have that would be probably completely free is just simply going on a walk in the closest little town or city near you. I know my hometown is very, very fun to just walk down the main street in the middle, well, not the middle of the night, but like kind of when it's dark outside because all the lights are lit up and it's just really like cute and fun to look at, kind of similar to the just going and driving around to see Christmas lights. It can be fun, and also a lot of times walks start really, really, really deep conversations, which, like I said before, is a great way to advance a relationship if you guys are not already close and want to be closer. Okay, moving into things that might require a little bit of finances. So the first idea that I have written down on my list is ice skating. Obviously that is a very, very, very classic date, but I think it's a lot of fun because obviously not everyone, especially if it's the first time, is gonna be great at ice skating. So you guys are gonna just laugh with each other if you guys do happen to fall over. And it's just, I mean, I think having it been in so many like romantic Christmas movies, it has kind of just always a romantic connotation to it. So you kind of just like gets you guys in that mindset, which makes you like just act more romantic toward each other anyway. Another thing that just inherently has that romantic kind of aspect to it is sleigh rides. I know downtown Indianapolis has a horse-drawn like sleigh that they go around the Monument Circle with, and that's obviously just something that's could be really, really cute. It'll make you almost feel like Cinderella and really romantic, so that's also something to consider. Another thing that you guys can do is obviously go skiing or bobsledding or wherever. I know there are definitely places, I think in a bunch of states, at least in the Midwest, whether it be because they had to put down fake snow or it is real snow, there are a good amount of ski resorts. I finally went skiing the beginning of this year and I think it was one of the most fun experiences I've ever really had in my life. It's definitely fun and kind of the same thing as ice skating. If you guys fall, it just becomes like a big laugh thing. You guys just have fun with it throughout the day. Another thing that you guys can go do is, of course, going just to the mall or wherever and Christmas shopping together for your parents, siblings, friends, whoever. It's kind of same as like the romantic walk downtown sort of a thing. You guys just walk together and you're together all day, so you're ultimately gonna get into probably some deeper conversations, but you will have to spend some money if you guys are truly Christmas shopping together, but it's just a fun activity and it lets you know like how they think of other people as well. Or if you mainly just wanted to just go out and walk around and maybe window shop rather than actually buy something, you could always go to a local market. A lot of small towns do have local Christmas markets during the season, so that's just a fun thing to go to. A lot of them are Christmas themed too and stuff that you might not necessarily see anywhere else, so it can honestly just be a fun experience to see things you wouldn't see in a, you know, normal store. On top of that as well, I know a lot of communities have those trees where a family in need fills out like paperwork and then they put an ornament on the tree with the child's name and age, size of clothes, what they want, things like that. You guys can go pick one of those together off of one of those trees, whether it be from a church, town hall, whatever, and go get that gift for that child. Not only is it going to be a bonding experience for you two, but it's also going to be really good feeling for your own heart because you know that you're helping someone who needs some help this time of year. Another thing outside of the house that you guys can go do is go to a festival of trees. I know that the Indiana Historical Society in downtown Indianapolis usually does this huge festival of trees where they have all sorts of differently decorated ginormous trees to go look at, and it's honestly just a lot of fun seeing how differently these trees can be decorated. There's also one in Anderson, Indiana that we go to a lot that's connected to the Anderson Paramount Theater, and it is actually a big train, like toy train exhibit. This dude puts them out every single Christmas in this room, and it's just really detailed little train villages. So it's actually really fun to see how detailed things can get within them, and kind of just like it puts you in a perspective of a little kid again, honestly. Speaking of theaters though, you can of course go see a Christmas play, whether it be the Nutcracker or the Christmas Carol. I love going and seeing both of those, specifically the Christmas Carol a little bit more every single year, and it's just a fun, it's almost like going to a movie, but this time it's like more spirited and a classic story. So that is a basic but very, very fun classic idea. You guys can also, say if you've been together for a very long time, go get some Christmas photos done. Hire a photographer and just, even if you don't want it for like a Christmas card and just want it for yourselves, just go get it. It's a really fun activity to do. A lot of times it can get intimate because it's a couple's photo shoot. So I think it'd be fun. I also know a lot of couples are probably like Sam and I, and we struggle with taking photos together. We just are kind of always within each other in the moment and don't think about taking a photo. So having photos done will not only allow you guys really to like be there within the moment with each other, but somebody else is going to be taking the photo, so you guys don't even have to worry about thinking about, oh yeah, I want to get a photo before we leave tonight. If you guys are of age, you can always also go on a brewery or winery tour. Obviously these tours are typically offered year round, but I know a lot of breweries or wineries kind of specialize it during the Christmas season, make it a little bit more holiday themed, so that could be a fun experience to have together. And the last idea I have is a little bit more of an expensive and extensive thing to do, but it would overall be a fun experience, and that is renting out a cabin for like a weekend and just going to a cute little town that you've always wanted to go visit and see. I would love to do this. I've always dreamed about going on like a little mini vacation with my boyfriend, so I know a lot of you guys out there would probably appreciate it as well, and especially during the Christmas season, we need to make sure we're taking time to ourselves and taking care of our mental health and taking vacations from things. So that's just a really easy way to not only take a vacation, but also spend a lot of time with your significant other to just bond. And with that being said, that is actually the last idea that I have for this video. I really hope you guys liked it. It was fun for me to talk about and think about, because these are things that I consistently think about during the winter time, is what can Sam and I do to just bond and be closer to each other. So I hope it helped you guys out as well. If you guys have any other ideas, please feel free to put them in the comments down below. I do respond to every single comment, and commenting and liking can really just help grow my channel, which would be really, really greatly appreciated. If you guys do like me and want to see more of myself, my relationship, how I live my life, you guys can go ahead and just click the subscribe button and hit the notification bell down below. I am doing vlogmas, so I'm posting every single day leading up to Christmas, so make sure you come back to the channel every single day to see what video I have up next. But with that being said, I will see you guys tomorrow.